morning, everybody, and welcome to day 23 of our 28-day challenge. Start your day with movement. I hope everybody's feeling good after all the shoveling you had to do yesterday. So we'll focus a little bit on our backs today, just to make sure everybody is feeling good to go for their day and their upcoming week. So all you need is your mat today, and let's get started. We're gonna be on our feet. So standing up nice and tall, you're gonna go feet parallel, about hip width apart, and then we're just gonna curl down one vertebrae at a time. Try to go reach your toes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. Breathe in and out. And then slowly unroll one vertebrae at a time. Finishing with your head, finishing to look up to the ceiling, keep those teeth together, and look back down, one vertebrae at a time. Really allow your low back to round. Take a deep breath in, try to expand your ribs, and exhale. Breathe in. And out. And curl back up. Excellent. You're going to take your left leg, put it behind your right, and then you're going to keep most of your weight onto your right leg. You're going to shift your hips over to the right and reach up overhead to the left. So you're really trying to open up the side of your body, and this time you're place your hands on the base of your ribs or at the bottom, and when you inhale, really focus on trying to feel your ribs move in that bottom hand. So inhale and exhale, sink deeper. Breathe in, move those hands, and exhale, and slowly come back up. Straighten out your feet. We're going to do the same thing onto the other side. So take your right leg, swing it behind your left. Take your left hand, reach up and over, and shift your hips as much to the left as you can. Take your hand, place it on the base of your ribs so you feel your ribs expand as you inhale. In, exhale, sink. Breathe in, and out. Breathe in and out, and come back up. Uncross those feet again. We're going to go back into a forward bend, and then this time we're going to go into a deep squat. So you're going to breathe in through your nose. As you exhale, curl your chin in, go reach for the toes, take a deep breath in through your nose, breathe out, go into your deep squat. So let your knees come as far forward past your toes as possible. And then really sit your bum as low as you can, trying to keep your heels nice and flat. And then you're just going to twist. So trying to get one knee to come down to your toes and back up. One knee down towards your toes and back up. We're just trying to get a new range of motion in our ankles. As you're twisting, one foot can slightly come off the floor. I just want you to explore what it feels like. And if your squat is higher up because you're unable to get all the way down, you can do the exact same exercise as me, even though I'm all the way down. Beautiful. Bring that bum back up, straighten out the legs, and uncurl. Now you're going to go into a wider straddle, so think wider than your shoulders. We're going to do our hip hinge, so where we try to touch the wall behind us with our butt. You might feel a little bit of stretch in the back of your hamstrings. That's okay. On the way up, I want you to focus on squeezing your bum to stand up tall. Place your hands either out into letter T or on your hips if you really struggle. So remember, hips move first in our hinge position and not our chest. If our chest moves first, we're going to end up rounding our back. And in our hinge, our focus is on hinging at the hip joint. So move those hips as far back as you can and come back up. Trying to keep our ribs stacked above our pelvis. And then today we're going to try to bring your feet a little bit closer together and try the same thing. So this is our deadlift position. For those of you who are well into your fitness journeys, this is really just a good practice on getting proper form on your deadlift, really working on moving from your hip joint. Notice how my knees don't come forwards. Bring your feet even a little bit more close together now, so they're almost touching, and try to do the same hinge. Are you just as comfortable with super narrow feet? Is your range different? Just some questions to ask yourself. Remember, there's different lengths or wideness that you can do in your deadlift, and you want your hips to be able to control movement with whatever stance your feet have. Last one here. And stand back up tall. We're gonna go back into a wide straddle. We're gonna do kind of looking around the world, but holding at different positions. So feet stay nice and wide. Try to keep them parallel. If that's really uncomfortable, you could turn them out a little bit as well. We're gonna start by side bending to the left. So take your right hand. You can keep your left on your hip and shift over, reach for that wall, really trying to open up the side of our body. Remember, your spine is able to bend forwards, backwards, sideways, and rotate. Now drop your chest to the floor, trying to touch your toes. Let your hands come into the center. Take a deep breath in, out, sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. And now walk your hands over to the right. Try to bring your nose to your knee. And finish with your side bend. So now my left hand is rotating up and over, and I'm reaching for that wall, trying to open up and stretch out the side. And come back up tall. Repeat, but we're gonna go to the right this time. So reach over to that right, let your hips sway. Think about stretching up and over, reach for that wall. Drop down to your left foot. Try to bring your nose to your knee. Walk your hands to the middle. Drop that chest as far down as you can. Walk your hands over to the left. And come up and over. And come back up. Excellent. You're gonna head down to your hands and knees. We're gonna do a little bit of cat-cow to get us starting, and then we're gonna work on our upper back T-spine rotation, so we're just in a little bit of a different position. So, hands on the floor, fingers nice and spread, elbow creases facing each other. You're gonna go round your back, look for your belly button. Think about pulling your tailbone down towards the floor. Take a deep breath in here, and exhale, reach a little bit further into your cat position. Breathe in, and out, and come back to neutral, and transition into an arched position. In your arched position, think about almost stretching your belly. So my tailbone is painting a straight line up towards the ceiling. I'm trying to bring my chest up to the ceiling. Thinking about spreading my collarbones away from each other. Take a deep breath in here. It's gonna feel funny breathing here. And out. Breathe in. And out. One more in your cat position. Really think about pulling that tailbone down towards the floor. So if you feel your hamstrings or the back of your thighs engaged, that's okay. Breathe in. Out. Push the floor away, round a little bit more. Try to avoid shrugging. Take a deep breath in. And out. And back into your arched position. So tailbone to ceiling, chest to ceiling, and we're gonna try breathing here again. Take a deep breath in and out. Breathe in and out. You're gonna sit back on your heels as much as you can. And then we're gonna do our T-spine rotation here. So the idea is as you're doing your rotations, try to make sure your butt stays on your heels and you're just trying to isolate your upper T-spine. So place your right hand a little bit more in the center line between your knees. Keep your left hand just resting on your ear. From here, you're letting your hips sway off to the side. So if I change my angle, my hand is just slightly between my knees, and I'm going to be rotating up towards the ceiling, but my body stays centered, and I'm really just trying to rotate my chest bone up towards the ceiling. So we're going to do 8 per side. Ready? Push the floor away, rotate, and come back down. I want you to inhale in one direction and exhale in the other. That's 2. Nice and slow. We're looking for control here. So I don't want to see anybody swing up and come back down. I want your muscles to work for this rotation. Practice contracting and controlling your rotation. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Switch hands. Place your hands just in the middle between your knees. Place your right hand up on your ear. Make sure your butt bones are still on your heels. Push the floor away, rotate, and come back down. Remember, we're slow and controlled. We want our muscles doing this work. That's 2. 3. Should feel your upper back engaged, all the muscles between your ribs. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and done. We're going to try to repeat the same exercise, but even lower to the floor. So this time, just place one hand on the ground with your palm on the floor so your forehead can rest on it. You're going to do the same thing. Either put your hand on your ear or behind your head, and you're going to be trying to rotate your chest bone and elbow up to the ceiling, except that this time we're going to do it in a child's pose position. So left arm to start. Place your right hand on the floor, and your goal here is to rotate so your head can come off the floor, but your bum has to stay on your heels. So you're going to see your rotation seems a lot less than when we were up in this more of a tall kneeling position. So start with your forehead on the floor and rotate up and come back down. That's 1. Remember, we're trying to use our muscles to rotate, trying not to just swing back and forth. This is number 3. Number 4. Remember to breathe. One direction, breathe out in the other direction. 5, 6, 7, we've got one more, and 8. And switch. 1, make sure your bum stays nice and centered on those heels. 2, even if you can barely come off the floor, that's okay. You've always got to start somewhere. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just stretch your arms out in front. Stay in your child's pose position. Try to creep those hands a little bit further ahead. Hold your stretch. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Keep your right hand on the floor. Take your left hand underneath your chest. You can back your knees up a little bit. You're going to try to rotate your chest up to the ceiling and drop your armpit to the floor. And you should feel a nice stretch coming down the side of your armpit and down the side of your body. So if I change my angle, my right arm is still on the floor, my knees are a little bit behind me, but now I'm trying to rotate my chest up to the ceiling to stretch out my lats. You could also do this up against a wall. So I'm here. I'm keeping my arm, I'm trying to push my armpit down to the floor at the same time that I'm rotating my chest up to the ceiling. And then you can move around from side to side and explore if there's a different angle that gives you a better stretch. Remember, your lats are a huge back muscle, and they go from upper back all the way down to lower back. So it's an important muscle to get in tune with. And switch. So bring that right arm in, take that left arm, stretch it out. Remember your bum can come up a little bit to help you rotate around. Drive that armpit down towards the floor as you rotate your chest up to the ceiling. You could also rotate your hand to be flat or up to the ceiling and pick whatever gives you the best stretch. And come back up. Sit back on your heels, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Excellent. We're going to finish off with some hip complex. So we're going to go right leg first. We're going to go, make sure your foot is flat. So feel that your big toe knuckle is on the ground. Imagine that you have a pencil underneath your arch of your foot. As your knee comes forward past your toes, try not to let your arch collapse on that imaginary pencil. Reach as far forwards as you can. You can even overpressure with your knee if you need some assistance, especially if your range is up here. You can overpressure on your knee to help you get a little bit further. Then you're going to straighten out both your legs. Remember, you can always pull your toes off the floor if you need a bigger stretch. From this position, you're going to rotate your feet to be forwards. Bring your chest up, drop your hips, turn your feet out a little bit. Try to drop your bum as far down towards the floor as you can. Trying to open up our inner thighs. You might also feel it in your hamstrings, the back of your thighs. Just get down nice and low. Move around, get comfortable. Stay in this sumo squat. Rotate to the left, straighten up the legs. Remember, pull the toes off the floor if you need to. Take a deep breath in and out. Bring your back knee down towards the floor. Drive that front knee past the toes as much as you can. You might feel a stretch in the back hip at the same time that you're working on increasing your ankle dorsiflexion. Little bonus for you if you feel the stretch. And then hips back up. Take a deep breath in. Remember, pull your toes off the floor if you need a bigger stretch. And out. Bring your hands up. Rotate into your sumo. Those of you who can, try to drop your hands to the floor. Nice deep sumo squat. Drive those knees out. Make sure your knees aren't collapsing in. So that's where the hands help push the knees out. Rotate back to the right. Straight legs. Pull those toes off the floor if you can. Take a deep breath in and out. And then drop your back knee on the floor. We're going to pelvic tilt. So remember, you're trying to pull your tailbone down towards the floor. Try to get up nice and tall. If you already feel a stretch in the front here, fantastic, hold it. If you don't feel the stretch, you can lean forward, grab your back foot. And if that's off balance or not quite enough of a stretch, you can always drop your foot down and let your hips fall forward. So find whatever position gives you the best stretch today. Remember, it could be different from the last time we did this together. Take a deep breath in and out. This time you're going to try to push your foot down into your hand. Your hand's going to resist. And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. See if you can bring your foot a little bit closer to your bum without arching your back. Keep that pelvic tilt. And push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Fall a little bit deeper into your stretch. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and bring that back down. You're going to try to rotate, so bring right knee down, kind of like in this goalie stance, into hip internal rotation, and bring your left foot up. So try that again. If you're unsure, you should be able to float your knees in and out, hip internal, external rotation. Remember, we're getting you comfortable in different positions here. So pelvic tilt, once your left leg is back up, pull that tailbone down towards the floor. If you feel a stretch, hold it. If you don't feel the stretch, grab onto your foot. Sorry, I should have mentioned on the other one, if you're not grabbing onto your foot, you're able to push down into the floor to do the same quad contraction that we're doing. So grab onto that foot, Get into your good stretch position first. And push your foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Pull those heels a little bit closer to your butt. And push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Fall a little bit deeper into that stretch. And push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Come back into your hip internal rotation. Bring your feet together. Sit back. We're going to do our breathing just in this position. If you want to stretch your toes out today, tuck the toes in instead. And we're going to finish off our session with our inhale for 4 seconds, hold our breath for 4, and exhale for 8 to bring us back into this parasympathetic state where you're in your rest and relaxation position. So everybody find their comfortable kneeling position, either feet flat or toes tucked under. I'm going to stretch out my toes. I'll cue you in for your breathing. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. And out. Beautiful. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Thanks for joining me again today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys again tomorrow on the live account here on the Fitness Lab at 8:30 a.m. Make sure you tune in before your 9 a.m. workout. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.